Hey, everybody, and welcome to an all new episode of Song Swap Showdown. I am one of your hosts, Chris Vaglio, and I am joined by the effervescent, always perky, always sunny, even though it's an episode about vampires who don't like the sun. Amanda Sharp, everybody. Amanda Sharp.
Good
How are you?
morning. And I'm good. I'm good. And we laugh because Marcus and I will talk about, would you be a vampire? Would you be a werewolf? And I'm like, oh, I looked away for 2 seconds and you are a vampire.
I am a vampire, creature of the night.
Even your volume changed perfectly. It became like muffled and fantastic.
Cheesy fun.
I don't know if I could be a vampire. Could you be a vampire?
Can I be a vampire? You know what? I think I could. I think I could do it.
I
don't know. I mean, I think I could do it.
I love sunlight. You know?
Mm-hmm. You like sunlight?
I like sunlight too much. It's like a
I
dark
like sunlight
world.
too, but I don't know, man. Being a vampire, I don't know. It could be interesting. Maybe for like a day or two. I don't know if that's
Tony,
a choice.
We've got Tony, Lit Central Owen, and Ian checking in. Can you guys be vampires?
Lit Central Owen, that is my my little nephew checking in on us this morning. Yeah, before he goes to school. Before he goes to school. Hey, Ian, what's up? Yeah, 11:15 here. We're talking vampires. Am I the only one still up? Where's my teddy? Love it.
Good morning.
So, yes, if you haven't guessed, today's title is all about vampires and immortal love. Yes, we have chosen 3 songs each to swap with one another that we think embody the theme of a vampire, vampiric love, immortal love, vampires, the whole shebang. And so if this is your first time joining us here in Song Swap Showdown, well, how the show typically works is that Amanda and I each swap 3 songs each with each other that we don't think the others heard before. And those songs are based on a theme that is chosen by the almighty and all-powerful Wheel of Show Themes, which is compiled from our ideas as well as you, our community, your ideas as well. They're all added to the theme. And in particular, we did a special Halloween Wheel of Themes that we spun a couple episodes back. We did a special bonus episode, and we put all kinds of Halloween themes on there. And what we landed on, we had 3. So we just did one. It was a Ghastly Grooves, which is kind of general Halloween inspired songs.
Yeah.
This week, obviously, is vampires, and next week is all about witches. But we'll get more on that later on. Today we're talking about witches. I mean, today we're talking about vampires. Talking about witches next week. But the other end of this is that we also rate these songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a dumpster fire. It's going to be dragged into hell. Into brimstone fires of hell. Never return. All the way up to 5 songs, which is heavenly music to our ears, which means the sun will come out and rain upon our faces, casting away evil.
Which, for this episode, will there be any 5 records? I don't know. So you're going to have to watch to find out, especially with this selection of tunes. I think that we've gotten, I think we compiled a really nice playlist of songs. And as my background falls Things
apart.
are falling apart.
It's the spirits. It's a poltergeist.
They were like, there will be a 5 record, Amanda. There will be.
There will be. So, of course, if you are listening to the audio version of this, well, welcome, by the way. But if, there is much more fun in the video version of this. So we do put the video version out on Spotify, but you want to, I think, to get the full ambiance, you want to watch us on YouTube. That's the spot. That is the spot to watch us. So make sure you check us out over on YouTube. If you're watching us live, which we see a bunch of you watching us live, thank you for hanging out with us today. We appreciate that you would spend just a little bit of your precious time hanging out with us today. But if you want to check us out on the go, you could do that anywhere we get podcasts, or also on demand here on YouTube. So, and my nephew checking in saying, "Hi, Uncle Chris." Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Oh, that's cute.
Tony checking in on your question. Depends on what kind of vampire. Are we talking Anne Rice or comic book vampire? Sure, I could. You know what, Tony? Great distinction there. Great distinction.
Explain the distinction to me.
You don't know the distinction between an Anne Rice vampire? or comic.
So, like, there is like Interview with the Vampire.
Right, that's Anne Rice vampires.
Okay, and then there's the comic book vampire, what's the difference?
Well, I mean, comic book vampires like Blade, like he's a daywalker, like he's a combo like vampire and human because he had his mother was bitten by a vampire while she was, so he's got the traits of a human and a vampire. So he has
That's intriguing.
all the benefits of being a vampire. I mean, he still has to drink blood. But he only kills vampires, so he tries to come up with like a concoction that'll keep him going and all that. So anyway, there's a big backstory there. But he can walk during the day, so he has that benefit. So I mean, not all comic book vampires are like that, but but then there's like Dr. Morbius, who's like was trying to he's like an anti-hero. He's also in Marvel universe, and he's a half vampire, half human, and guy, and he can walk during the day and all that stuff too. So those are like more comic booky vampires. But like the Anne Rice vampire is more in the traditional sense. They can't be out in the sunlight, but some of them are endowed with certain powers, like they can read minds, or they can see into the future. Like they all have different powers. So there's that. The Twilight vampires I don't consider to be that. I'm not into the Twilight version of vampires.
That could be controversial.
I mean, are you a Twilight vampire person?
Listen, I'll admit it here first. Never watched any of them.
Good. They're not worth watching in my humble opinion. I don't think they're worth watching. Yes, Dave Mattingly, good morning. Song Swappers, good morning. Our VIP, Dave Mattingly, checking in. I'm not a big fan of the Twilight vampires. I love the vampires on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, we've all heard me talk about that. One of my favorite shows of all time. I know you were a big Buffy fan as well. So I think those vampires were cool. Definitely very evil and sinister. I do like the classic, like the Bela Lugosi, or like Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Gary Oldman played Dracula. I thought he was great. So he's a interesting vampire. I think I could do the vampire thing.
Okay.
I think I could do it.
I didn't think I could, but I didn't realize like the hybrid version was an option. So if I could be human-y, be during the day, but then maybe just have to like drink blood and kill other vampires, I could be like the Dexter of vampire killing.
Right. So you could be the Dexter of vampire killing. Yeah. So you'd be a serial killer to vampires.
Yes.
But you're only killing vampires and drinking the blood of, and other sources.
Yes. I could do that.
Yeah. Tony checking in with the Twilight vampires had their moment with the books, but the movies made them worse. And my wife liked the books. I never read the books. I know the books are, they have a big fan base, and that's cool. But the movies didn't do much for me. I mean, I get, once again, probably I wasn't the target audience. So, probably just wasn't for me. That's what do they call that? YT? Like, or YA, young adult. Like books, right?
Gotcha.
YA books.
Yes. Yeah. As a non-reader, I don't know. I couldn't help you out.
Ian is saying definitely no Twilight. Okay.
So you're in the majority here, Chris.
You're in the majority. Okay. And Chris Edwards checking in with Go Buffy. Indeed. Yes, go Buffy. Indeed. Every time, all the time. Always Buffy. Oh, please tell me Amanda's starring in a remake of Dexter. Well, it's not called Dexter. It's called Amanda. And it's about a vampire who is still a nice vampire, but she's a serial killer of vampires and only drinks the blood of wrongdoers.
I mean, there's a line, you cross it, fair game.
Right. So there you go. You're a vampire that stalks other vampires and only drinks the blood of wrongdoers.
That sounds perfect.
See?
Sold.
So that's the vampire you would be.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it.
My name can just be Amanda.
That's right.
Love it. Right. All right. I mean, the show is concluded now. I have my path.
Concluded. So when it comes to songs about vampires, let me tell you, there was no shortage of songs, by the way.
Kidding.
And our community really stepped up and gave us so many awesome suggestions. So this made it a little difficult because there were also songs I knew I wanted to give you. But then I also went down a little bit of a rabbit hole in my songs and was trying to really find things that I don't think you'd heard before, but also songs that I felt like were like unique and different from maybe some of the other things that I've shared with you in the past. And I really had a good time putting together this playlist of vampiric songs for you. I really did. I thought this was, I had a lot. I think in vampires seem to be like a thing that like everybody seems to really get into, like, as a topic, not just during Halloween. Like there are groups dedicated to people who like are vampires, like vampires 24/7. Like they live a whole vampire lifestyle, whatever that is. So there is no shortage of communities who subscribe to the vampire life, but also have a great sense or have a great taste in music. Great taste in music.
Hey, there's a song for everyone.
Yeah, there is a song for everybody. So I'm excited to dive into our playlist of tunes today and talk about them. Your playlist to me was certainly interesting, not shocking, because I knew that you would find songs that fit you, Amanda Sharp.
I tried.
And I think you did really well. I was very pleasantly surprised with your list. I really was. Because last week you did a lot of novelty type stuff, which is fine. It's Halloween. It's awesome to do that. I love me great novelty Halloween songs. Many have been lost to time. And I think that that's also cool, too, to kind of talk about some of those that are just sort of like forgotten from a bygone era.
For sure.
But your list was not novelty at all to me. You selected some like really interesting songs that I think could be, they all vampire into tune. However, I think the subject matter could really be up to interpretation, which I really enjoy. I think that's great. I think that's great.
And yours were, I pretty much kind of expected what you sent me. While I had not heard any of the 3 songs, they were in the lane of kind of what I was expecting. Except for that last one. It was intriguing.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
I am interested to hear that. And that one was the one I went really deep on that one. So
I had a hard time finding stuff on it too. So I feel like I'm interested to hear how you stumbled across them or found them, all the things. All the things.
By the way, I hope everybody digs our little video background, because for the first time, we're able to do like a little moving video background. So I was like, well, what's better than just mist? So if you're watching the video version, you're just going to see this looping mist behind us. But next week, we'll come up with something else.
And Tony coming in with rock, paper, scissors, lizard Spock for going first. That was fun for me.
Lizard Spock.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Are we doing that, or are we just kicking into this?
Well, first of all,
okay,
there was a little something special that I need you to do.
All right.
You got your phone dialed up to your soundboard here.
I do. We are locked and loaded.
All right. Now, I did not do this in advance because I did not want to get disappointed.
Okay.
I wanted to be just as excited about what happened as you.
Okay. All right.
So I apologize in advance if something goes haywire on our live.
If this is lame.
If this is lame or inappropriate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Now I'm even more excited.
I didn't do it. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what happens if you text Chucky.
Is there a number?
There is.
Okay.
So if you text Chucky to 201 500 3347. And you're going to text Chucky.
And I'm just texting the words Chucky.
Yes.
All right. So let me do one more time. 201. By the way, that's a New Jersey area code. 500 3347.
Correct.
This is
imagine texting Chucky to the wrong person.
All right, I just did it.
Okay, so this isn't like a live recording of what happens. This will be like it's supposed to text back something.
It did. It
did. I didn't do it.
All right, so it's hard. I can't share my phone screen, but it says, "Hey, dip poops." Yeah, it's really Chucky, your friend to the end. Want to play? Of course you do. A new season of my killer TV show, Chucky, is coming back, and you better watch. So click the link and sign up to get text for me. You're welcome. and it sends you a community chat, a link to the Chucky community.
I might have to join that. All right, listen.
And you get like a whole little thing like to sign up with Chucky's like little face there.
So fun. So fun. Yeah. So I sent Chris a message the other day saying that him and Rachel should probably watch the Chucky series.
Yeah, I got to start watching. I got to check that out.
So what we've gotten into so far, because there's 3 seasons. Oh my gosh, there is, and this is Paula's with the eyeballs. It is gory, but in the most stupid way. It is hilarious.
I love that.
You almost fall in love with Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
And it incorporates all of the prior movies of Chucky.
Okay.
So it just really does this beautiful job of, it's just written great.
Right.
A lot of humor, a lot of gore, a lot of like empathy. It's really great. So if you have not watched Chucky, the series yet, do it. We are not sponsored by that show. It's just fun, and we like horror movies and horror shows here on Chris and Amanda Song Swap Showdown. So
yes,
that's fun. That's fun. Okay, so that's. Thank you for obliging me and texting Chucky.
You have been obliged.
All right, so let's rock, paper, scissors. Right. Who goes first? One.
Wait, okay, hold on. Let's... Such dopes. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm scissors, so you win.
Scissors. I'm rock.
You get to pow. You get
That's
to.
Right.
You get to go first.
So I am going first. And Tony checking with Evil Dead gory or Cabin in the Woods gory. Ooh, great distinction, Tony.
I don't know if it applies to either, because the amount of obnoxious stabbing and the obnoxious blood and the splatter, it's so comical. So I don't know.
Maybe Evil Dead gory.
But times 100?
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, do you remember the scene?
Oh, maybe what is it? Dead Alive by Peter Jackson.
So you know the scene on Friday the 13th when Johnny Depp gets pulled into the bed and there's all that blood?
Oh, that's Nightmare Before Elm Street.
Oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Thank you,
combining Nightmare Before Christmas and Nightmare on Elm Street together. Nightmare Before Elm Street. It's a new movie featuring Freddy and Pumpkin Jack.
But when he goes down into the bed and there's all that blood.
Yeah.
Like obnoxious level of blood. Yeah, kind of like that. It's
all right.
But so funny at the same time. And
all right.
You guys, if you watch it and you're like, none of this was funny, don't tell me, because that means I'm a whole different level of crazy.
A whole different level of crazy.
Imagine, Chris, if you watch it and you're like, Amanda, I don't think any of it is funny, and it's not, and I don't want to play with Chucky.
Tony's saying I'd watch that.
Oh,
so. I'm gonna watch it. It's on our list. We talked about it. It's happening. So we're gonna start watching the Chucky series.
It is. Yeah. It's really phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's Chris to say it's Chucky. Don't you remember the scene where the bride of Chucky shattered the glass above the waterbed? I do. That is a good scene.
I almost rewatched that just yesterday.
Bride of Chucky. That's a good one. That's a good one. Jennifer Tilly plays the bride of Chucky. She's great.
And she makes an appearance.
Oh, spoilers. Look at you. Woo! Dropping spoilers. All right, everybody. All right. We're about 20 minutes into the show, and we've not talked about one song yet.
We haven't.
And some of you like that, some of you don't. But we're going to get into it starting right now. So I am going first. So your first song to me is If We Were Vampires by Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit.
What a name. Jason
Isbell and the 400 Unit. So I had never heard the song, nor had ever heard the artist before. So, but there's an interesting little bit of backstory though on songfacts.com. I did find a little bit about this song, so I thought it was interesting and I think this is one of these songs too, where If We Were Vampires, and then you listen to the lyrics, I feel like that this honestly could mean anything. I feel like the meaning of the song could 100% kind of be up to interpretation. But what I thought was funny was that this song, according to songfacts.com, Jason Isbell penned the song If We Were Vampires after Amanda Shires, who I guess is his I don't know
wife
if that's his
and bandmate.
Wife and bandmate. Okay. told him to turn off the TV. He was watching an episode of Hoarders and write a song. Because he was due to go into the studio on Monday, he is glad he obeyed his wife. Oh, so it was his wife. At the end, and the end result was one of the most successful tracks he's ever written. The song won Best American Roots Song at the Grammys in 2018. And this was released off of the record, The Nashville Sound, in 2017. So what I found interesting about this song was that, to me, it sounded like the end credits song that played over a Western film about vampires. Like,
interesting.
That was the scene. That was how I painted it, as if it was like there was this like Western, but it was set like, but it was vampires in the Western. And I actually have this great, I love this book. It's called American Vampire. It's a comic. It's a graphic novel. It is so good. And it basically talks about this one vampire who is already old, but he is in the Western time, and he looks like a scary vampire. Like, and he dresses kind of like a gunslinger, and he's during the time like of the Western expansion and during that time, and it kind of goes on through like some of the time periods and moves on. But in particular, one of the first books that I read is like 100% could be a movie. I'm surprised they haven't made a movie or a show out of this yet. But I could absolutely have seen this song in that movie series adaptation of that book. I really could have. So after listening to this, that's kind of where my head went, was that this was sort of like, we just went through like hell. And, it was all kinds of like destruction with vampires and the big blah. And then it ends. And, maybe our protagonist was actually bitten by a vampire. So we're like, oh, they're going to turn it. They're not going to turn it. And they're not like, kind of how the Thing ends with like, you're like, who's the Thing? And there's only like Childs and Kurt Russell's character left. And you're like, which one of them is the Thing? And it kind of ends like that. Like, does one of them have to kill the other, and it goes to black and then the credits roll. This song is what plays in my is all my head. This is what song plays in my head. So I really felt like the song had a nice like cinematic quality in that sense. Like, it's a good end credits song. Does that make sense?
It does. I love how deep you went with this one.
I did because that was the feeling I got.
I feel like you turned Amanda for about 5 minutes.
I did turn Amanda for about 5 minutes.
All of these visions and this plan for this song. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. So let me play a little bit of this, because I don't know if anybody's ever heard this song before. I know I hadn't. Dave Mattingly in the comments is saying, never heard of Jason Isbell. He's pretty popular around these parts. So no, I hadn't. I really hadn't heard of him before. But I'll tell you, this one song alone has got me very intrigued in listening to the rest of his music. So let's check out If We Were Vampires, a little bit of this. But yeah, I totally see this as like, it ends and like directed by Amanda Sharp. Produced by Amanda Sharp. Adapted for the screen by Amanda Sharp.
Starring role, Amanda Sharp.
Amanda Sharp as the vampire.
Long flowing dress that you're in.
But like, it's a really good tune. Like,
coming off of your skin. The fragile heart you protected for so long. Or the mercy in your sense of right and wrong. It's not your hand searching slow.
It's good.
It's just impactful, powerful, with being very laid back.
It's not the way you talk me off the roof.
Yeah.
Your questions like directions to the truth. It's knowing that this can't go on.
I love when the two of them start harmonizing.
Yeah.
Likely one of us will have to spend some days.
Like, I picture this as being like one of them being the vampire
40 years
talking to the other.
Yeah, it's because think even like in a marriage, we'll be lucky if we have 40 years together. Someone's going to end up alone.
Right, exactly. And I think it's just reality. You don't want to think about it, but it is reality. And, I think there's something to be said about that. And it's inspired tons and tons of songs, but there is that sort of that, right? We talked about this theme as vampires and immortal love, right? And so, and I think when you say, well, what is immortal? And I think the thing that makes people immortal is the love you have for each other and the your memories and all that stuff. Like, So, and in that way, somebody can absolutely live on and on and on in that sense. But I do, like I said, I feel like it's like this conversation between two people. Maybe one of them's a vampire, the other one's not, and the other one chose not to become a vampire. Like, and so I don't know. This is where my head goes, right? And then
I love
I've got
it.
this whole Western vampire movie where this is the end credits song. So,
see, I wouldn't want to get old while somebody stayed young.
I mean, that's tough, and that's been a big thing on a lot of vampire type shows, movies, books, all that stuff, like comic books, where you have people who kind of fall in love, and one gets older, and the other one, stays the same forever because they're a vampire. And so, I think that is definitely a very interesting theme to think about.
It is, and it makes me rethink. Can I be a vampire? Because as long as I'm a hybrid and I'm a human vampire who does eventually die, yes, but I don't want to live forever.
Right, but the thing is, you would still live for a very long time, even if you're a hybrid.
I think I might throw in the towel and say, take it back. Take it back,
really?
Amanda.
But see, here's the other end of this, and this is like a deep philosophical discussion right now on Song Swap Showdown. But I feel like that if you could, even though you could you'd stay the same age, but it'd be nice to say, but I get to see the family line live on, and I could actually help the family line carry on because I'm living so long. I can amass immense wealth and power and influence, and make sure the family line is always taken care of throughout history. So I also find that to be very interesting because you get to see things carry on like beyond what you would have been able to see. So I don't know. There's something very interesting about that.
While I agree with you, I love power and I love being able to orchestrate the future as much as I possibly can.
I love power.
I love power. I don't handle death very well. Right. Look at how I mourn my dogs.
Right. Well, dogs are, special.
They are. But I don't think I don't know if my heart could handle like watching person after person like just leave.
Right. Well, I
don't know that my heart could handle that.
I think it's I don't know. Well, I'm not immortal, neither are you, so I don't know if we have to ever, but it is an interesting thought.
It is. I love intriguing questions such as that.
So anyway, what do you guys think? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know either if you're on the live or in the comments below. How do you guys want to be immortal? Would you want to be vampires? That's the original question we started with. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know. You let us know. So anyway, back to the song rating, because we just went off on a huge tangent here.
We did.
Where do I rate this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a dumpster fire and 5 being heavenly music to our ears, my ears? In this case, my ears. Yes. I really enjoyed the song. Thought it was good. I liked the singer-songwriter quality of it. I liked that it gave me a cinematic picture in my head. So, and I also love the way the two of them harmonize together. I think it feels so great. I love the fact that it sounds like this conversation. So all those things being said, I give this song, and this is going to go on my Sunday morning music playlist. It's already been added. It's there. It's happening.
Song. Yeah.
It's happening. I give this song just shy of 5 records. I'm giving a 4.5.
Wow.
I really, really like this song. I really did. I thought it was a cool song. I liked it way more than I thought I was going to, honestly, and it just stuck with me. So
it
really
had
dug
the
it.
Perfect combination: the vocals, the writing, the sound. I love that. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
that's so exciting. And you know what? I don't even know if I agree with. This is off on a tangent again. The title of the song, because I just feel like people possibly might not even click on it because of
if we
title.
Were vampires. Maybe.
Yes, where I feel like it's so much more than that.
But I think once again, I think people have a fascination with vampire and vampire culture and all things to do with vampires.
Well, I don't. You're right.
Wink, wink. Make sure you click on this video or this. Hopefully, people see vampire in the title and want to listen to this episode. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like people are always intrigued. I mean, listen, I was actually shocked that Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire wasn't on your playlist. I thought for sure you were going to give me Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire song.
I was just trying to be. I just wanted you to not know any of my songs.
I didn't know any of your songs.
I was trying real hard because that's part of the show.
It is part of the show.
And I've played around with that rule way too much this year. So I'm going to try and finish the year out playing by the rules correctly.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that you tried, and the song was very good. I really dug it. So thank you for sharing that song with me.
You're welcome. Thank you for the
good.
4.5 records. Okay.
You are welcome. 4.5 records.
To your first song to me, which is Night of the Vampire by Roky Erickson.
Yes.
Night of the Vampire.
Great song.
I really, really like that first Tonight that pops out of nowhere when the song starts. Tonight, like it's just, it was fun and it got me listening. And you know, when I feel like I had a very hard time finding any kind of research on all three of your songs, with the exception Vampire Heart by him was a little easier, or HIM. I'm not sure how you say that.
I'm actually surprised because this record that, because Roky Erickson, and he recently passed away. You know, it's current memory. He's passed away, but he. This record in particular, the Evil One, which was released in 1981, and he was very influential in like the American like psychedelic like rock scene. You know, 13 Elevators, I believe, was the band. I know Dave's on, so Dave will correct me, but he was great in that band, and those records are excellent. But the Roky Erickson, especially this one, the Evil One, was just like the entire record was very like themed of all like horror. And I think I've given you another Roky Erickson song. So it's actually a really well-known record for the most part. And there's been a lot of things written about this record in particular. So maybe not specifically the song,
right?
But the record itself as a whole has definitely been very, very influential on many, many of today's artists. That's how this record is really permeated in rock and roll history.
Well, and I went to the
13th Floor Elevators. Thank you. I knew Dave would get. Yeah, my favorite classic Rocky is 13th Floor is from You're Gonna Miss Me. Yeah.
I went to the good old YouTubes.
Yes.
And I went to, because I always like reading the comments, because you learn a lot from fans in the comments that they leave. And there were more people than I expected that said he's not from this world.
He's not. I mean, he very, self-admit. I mean, he suffered from mental illness. For most of his entire life. And I think though that's what made him unique. He died in 2019. That's right.
Oh, so recentish.
Yeah, and he battled with mental illness his entire life, but I think it's also what made him unique as an artist in the songs and the art that he created. And I think there's something, he was able to channel that part of his life into creating art and music that people still like today, love today. And so I think that's he's definitely someone to look at and say, hey, you can still survive with mental illness and still create great art, with that.
I feel like I'm glad he had that outlet.
Yeah.
Because imagine if this type of thought, sounds, movement in his brain wasn't put on paper somehow.
Yeah, and I mean, and he was, and once again, this was 1981, and even going back in the 60s and 70s, like 80s, mental illness was not really a thing that was super recognized, and and all that. So obviously later in life, I'm sure he found more of what he needed, but back then it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? You self-medicate a lot, and then you write bizarre songs.
His vocals are fantastic.
Yeah, great. Dave coming in with a great piece of trivia here. Roky got his name by combining his first and middle name, R-O for Roger and Kyle, K-Y for Kyle. Yeah,
that is a fun. Dave coming in with all those fun facts for us. So it is a great Halloween addition to our Halloween playlist. I really the tone and tune of the song is fun. I did not hate it. I
didn't think you would. I mean, he has been called basically the precursor to Psychobilly, which we talked about. And Kerrang! Magazine actually called this song the greatest vampire song in history. that's right. Kerrang! Magazine coined this. Because this once again came off of the Evil One, from probably his most influential record. But yeah, Kerrang! Magazine called it I quote, "Night of Vampire is easily the greatest vampire song in history."
Well, why don't we treat our listeners to a little bit of the greatest vampire song in history?
Oh, listen to you sounding all like sarcastic. The greatest vampire song. So good.
I can't believe the song's over 40 years old. That's crazy to me. I really like it tonight.
It's the night of the vampire.
Like, such a great voice, man. But I love the chords.
Tonight. It's the night of the vampire.
It's like paints a picture right away, man. Blood
the lyrics are really good.
It's great.
It's the night of the vampire.
All right.
Even vampires in the night.
Even vampires in the night. It's the night of the vampire. Of course, it's the night of the vampire. Yeah.
So it's a spooky-ish sound. It's great for Halloween. I will say I was surprised how many people would listen to this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's great Halloween type stuff, but I don't know that I would want to listen to it on a regular playlist.
Right.
I can see the music video coming with a lot of smoke, Alex.
Tony's saying too psychedelic for me, but definitely a rock opera type song.
I feel like I agree with you, Tony, where I think around the holiday of Halloween, I can dig it. I think I could see it in a lot of horror movies. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't know that come January, I want to listen to this song.
Well, that's where we differ, but where we differ.
But we are rating and commenting on this being Halloween and a song about a vampire.
On our vampire-themed episode of Song Swap Showdown.
Yes. So for those reasons, I'm rating it for today, which is in October, not January.
Yes.
And I think it aligns very well with the rules of the show today. And so for that, I'm giving it 4 records. 4
records.
Because I think it's fair that you can appreciate a song but not listen to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. You can do that. I've done it. I've done it with a lot of your songs, actually. And sure, you've done it with mine too. And I think, but that's fine. You can definitely appreciate a song. That you don't have to be a fan of the band. You don't have to be a fan of everything they've done, but you could be a fan of that song and appreciate it and go, hey, this is good. I dig this. And, you know, maybe I'll listen to it seasonally. Maybe I'll throw it on this playlist, or maybe I'll just never listen to it again. But, but I liked it, you know, like,
I think it's perfect on our Spotify Halloween Song Swap Showdown playlist. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out, everyone. It's free. Go check it out. Play it at your Halloween parties. Give us your feedback. We think it's an eclectic list that will please anyone.
We do. We do feel that way. So, all right, 4 records for Night of the Vampire by Roky Erickson. Let's see. Checking in with some of the comments right now. Daddy Daughter Bookworms podcast. Alex, hey, how are you? You're going to be hearing this all day now in your head. Agreed.
Yes. It's the tonight.
Yeah. I feel like, Tony, I need acid to listen to it properly. Okay. Amanda drops acid all the time. You know how she rolls.
You heard it here. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Settle down, everyone.
Come on, we're totally kidding. Amanda is straight edge. Come on now. Amanda, the song is in relation to this time of the year, but Christmas songs, seasons be damned.
I did listen to Christmas yesterday for the first time.
See? Yeah, Christmas songs for you seem to be it goes against everything you just said.
I know.
Yeah. Dave Mattingly saying the greatest vampire song ever recorded is actually Bela Lugosi's Dead. Well, I think a lot of people would agree with you, Dave, on that. It is a great song by the legendary Bauhaus, for sure.
Look at you guys coming in with some phenomenal remarks. Thank you. Keep them coming.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Let us know. Did you like Roky Erickson? Did you like Jason Isbell's song? Let us know. Do you agree with our ratings? So far, we've given Jason Isbell's If We Were Vampires a 4.5, and Roky Erickson got 4 records. Do you agree? He says, Lucy sings jingles all year long.
That's my girl.
That's your girl. All right. Your next song to me, Amanda Sharp.
Yes, that's mine.
That's you. Is actually Vampiro 66, by the way, by Susto. Susto. I need to understand right now where you heard this song from. Where did you hear this Vampiro 66 by Susto?
I had to find it for this episode.
Okay, no, which is fine. Where did you find it on Spotify? Did you put in your Pandora? Okay.
Yep.
I'm always interested to see where you find certain songs. So I thank you for sharing that. So I was also I didn't find too much about like this song online.
For sure.
But I did find a little bit about Susto. So if nobody knows who Susto is, I certainly had never heard of them before today. But they are an American indie rock band from Charleston, South Carolina. The name of the band is from the Spanish word susto, meaning an intense fear understood as a condition of the soul, reflecting the Cuban roots of some of the band, as well as being drawn from letters in the band leader's name. That's according to their website at sustoisreal.com.
Kind of like Roky a little bit.
Yeah. So they've been around for a little bit. So this song in particular is called Vampiro 66. So once again, another song that I kind of dug. This was I don't know, just very like easy indie listening. Rock, Halloween kind of stuff. I don't know how to really. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good tune. So it was definitely interesting. The lyrics were great. They've done some other like songs, like they did a song called Mermaid Vampire that they done, which was actually that was the one I listened to first, and then I was like, oh wait a second, that's not the song. It's Vampiro 66. I was like, I kept typing in like Vampiro, and it kept coming up with Mermaid Vampire, and I was like, well, that's interesting. Let me listen to this.
And to your point about there being so many songs about vampires, when I was trying to put these songs on our playlist, it was just a nightmare because
I could imagine.
I mean, and even some of the songs, there's a lot of people who sang songs very similar to, like, there's a gazillion If We Were Vampire songs.
Oh my God, there's so many of them
that are not the same. They're just so many. So yeah, to your point, it was a navigation.
And by the way, you may like some of their other songs, just so you know. Chilling on the Beach with My Best Friend Jesus Christ.
Woo! And
R.I.P. Santa.
I'm sold.
So, Amanda, this band may have everything that you want. This may have been a gold mine find for you.
All because of our vampire show.
I agree. Mermaid Vampire is the Disney movie we all wanted. Yes, that would, to me, that has Tim Burton's name all over it. That because we just watched, and thank you back at the Cereal Box podcast for bringing up again Paranorman, because I just watched their show and they talked all about Paranorman, and I remember seeing that in the theater. And Rachel and I went back and we rewatched it, and it is just awesome. And then we watched Frankenweenie. It led us down the whole thing. But I agree with Dave. I could see Mermaid Vampire as being a new Disney movie done by the Nightmare Before Christmas crew, or the James and the Giant Peach people, and I think they're the same kind of crew.
It could be real cute, but haunting.
Yeah,
it could.
Dave's saying my favorite vampire is a Sesame Street Count. One. Yeah, everybody loves the Count. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of Vampiro 66 by Susto. I don't know if that's how you really say their name. I
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
So laid back.
I love laid back
music. Feet in time.
I really like the vocals on this though.
Taking you out for another drink.
It's like horror country.
A little bit.
Would you mind
The lyrics are the haunting part. The sound is not.
Yeah, but I like the way they put a real nice delay and reverb on his voice, so it sounds a little otherworldly. It has a little bit of a Whiskey Town feel to it, like Ryan Adams. Definitely. I love the line, "We sleep all day and drink all night, so come over, babe. I promise I won't bite. I'll just get you high, and I don't want to bleed you dry. I'm a vampire."
Famous last words.
Yeah. "I'm just kidding, babe, but I do want to bleed you dry." Like, it's just like hilarious. Like it's such a laid back song, and the lyrics are so cheeky. It's fantastic. So I really dug the song though. I dig the vibe. I didn't think I was gonna be too into this, but I found myself listening to it a few times, and I really find that the lyrics with the laid back style, but like sort of like the distant, like sort of like very reverby vocals, like I kind of dig what they're doing. I like the vibe. So I would give this, I think that this is a good song. I'm not as good as the Jason Isbell songs. I felt like that, like I said, that was like boom, it just knocked me off. For some reason that song really connected with me. But I would give this a 3.6.
Okay, thank you for that 3.6.
I think it's better than mediocre. I don't think it's a mediocre song.
Like that.
You know what I'm saying? And I liked it. I thought it was cool. I mean, I would listen to the song again. I would listen to it again. I think it'll grow on me the more I listen to it, but I think it's definitely a solid 3.6 tune.
I think all of these songs have the potential to get stuck in your head all day.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. Sounds like they should have played the Bronze. Yeah, they could have absolutely been on an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer playing in the Bronze. Yep. Yep, I agree. And by the way, that Bronze and Buffy the Vampire Slayer had the coolest bands, by the way. That was like one of the hottest clubs to play was the Bronze.
The Bronze.
The Bronze.
The Bronze.
Where apparently, you can be underage, get in, and I guess drink. I don't know. Everybody was drinking, even though they were all underage. Very, very lax rules there at the Bronze.
Different times.
Guess so. All right.
All right.
So 3.6. What do you guys think? Let us know. What did you think of Susto's Vampiro 66? So
love it. All right.
Amanda.
Your second song to me, Chris Baglio, was A Vampire Heart by, is it H-I-M or him?
Him. I mean, most people just call it him. Yeah.
It's capitalized, so I'm like, do I say?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's some you've seen H.I.M, so, and then other ways it's just him, so, but I have always just called it him. I mean, and you guys out there, if I'm wrong on that, I've just always referred to it as him, so.
I think both would be acceptable, but I want to say it correctly. If him is satisfactory to you, I'm going to go with it.
Him is satisfactory.
I did find that this artist was fascinated with vampires as a kid.
Did you see a picture of him?
No.
I'll have to show you a picture.
Please do. I thought that was really cute. I'm like, he loved his obsession.
Let me see if I can. While you're talking,
vampires, and he wrote a song about it.
Yes.
It's cute, and I feel like I hear the elements of the Halloween song in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like as it's like not as it first starts, but there's like the dun 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 dun, but they're like it's not the full. So I thought that was very cool.
So him is Villa Valo. That is his name. They are a Finnish band, by the way. So they are all from Finland. So let me see if I can get a good picture of Villa Valo, maybe from back in the day.
As a kid is what we're gonna see. His vampire phase that never went away.
As a kid. Okay, let me see if I can find
it. But I'll do an adult too. I'll do an adult picture.
So I mean, he's like typical like rock dude. Like rock god looking guy. I mean, he's definitely, this is from back in the day, so he's a little older now. And he has a new band. It's just called VV, so it's just his initials. His initials. Yeah. But yeah, here's some Villa Valo.
Let's see what we got. Oh.
Yeah. So here's some Villa Valo.
How old is he
now?
Yeah.
It's because this was from 2000, this picture. So Villa Valo, yeah. So it's, like I said, these are older. These are from 2000. So let me see how old Villa Valo is at the moment.
Interesting. I mean, I guess
I'm gonna say he's got to be close to
so
Villavallo. He is 46 years old right now. He is 46 years old.
Right, kind of smack dab.
Yep.
So I don't feel like this particular song was my favorite.
Really? See, that's a little shocking to me. I thought you were gonna dig this song.
It's my least favorite of the three.
Mm-hmm.
Play a little bit of it. I
thought you were gonna dig this one because I thought it was very melodic, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna really like this one."
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I want to be very clear.
You didn't hate it, but you don't love it.
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah, he's doing like the Halloween thing, basically.
You can't escape the wrath of my heart beating to your feelings.
I know a lot of people hear Ghost. These guys were around before Ghost, by the way. Just want to let everybody. But I know there's a lot of people say Ghost bites off a lot of them.
Let me bleed you this song of my heart.
Yeah, I just thought that, it's very like, it's like a happy vampire song. Like Vampire Heart.
not bad. It's my least favorite.
Okay. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Hold me like you held on to life when all things came alive and into me.
If we're at a concert right now.
Me like you love the sun, scorching the blood in my vampire.
I don't even know what to say. You were... All right, I feel like I need to adjust my rating.
My vampire heart.
I do like the lyrics. Hold me like you hung on to life.
Yeah, come on.
I appreciate that. And his like heart's misshaped and
he's
it all of ours?
He's just spilling. He's spilling.
This is like a poem to you. We just saw we had a private performance from Chris this morning doing Vampire Heart.
Vampire Heart.
He was going into the mic. He was doing all the things. Okay. Well, all right. Listen, my rating isn't bad.
Okay.
It's just not as great as Night of the Vampire by Roky. So this one I'm going to nestle in at, all I can think is what to do in the showdowns.
Shadows.
Oh.
You know that show, What They Do in Shadows?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. Alex. All I could think of is What They Do in Shadows if they had a band. Yep. Yeah.
I'll have to pay attention. I was like, Showdown. I read it as Showdown because our show is Showdown.
Yeah.
Shadows. All right. So I'm going to rate this one 3.5 records, which isn't stellar, but it's not bad. It's, to your point, above the average. We say 3 is average, I would say. I think 3
I would say 3. It's not a bad song.
Right.
It's not, but it's not amazing. It didn't blow me away, but it's solid.
Right. So it's above solid for me because of, again, the theme that we're doing. I think is very appropriate for this show, and I want to respect that and give it the extra 0.5. So 3.5 for Vampire Heart by him.
I will accept your 3.5 records.
Chris's.
In my vampire heart.
And your vampire.
All right, 3.5. Yeah, and Tony saying, I hear the ghost connection. I thought you got Villavallo to do a cameo. Yeah, he was just here. He came in, he left. It was great.
Some of those cameos kill me.
Yeah.
Some are just so what they are.
They are what they are. And yeah, I do agree. By the way, if you haven't seen What They Do in Shadows, please go see. You got to watch it. It's a great show, but start with the film. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. If you just want to see mock documentary done just really well, it's you got to watch What We Do in Shadows. Great documentary, mockumentary, comedy film. And then the series on FX is just outstanding. So highly recommend. Highly recommend. All right. So I will take your 3.5 records for Hymns Vampire Heart.
Vampire Heart.
All right, everybody. As we're moving in now to our last picks for each other on our Vampire Vibes playlist to each other. Amanda has bequeathed upon me is Vampire Blues by the Coffin Shakers. Sorry, Coffin. I don't know why I was going to say hackers. What the heck am I thinking about? The Coffin Shakers. And by the way, I just want to say the Coffin Shakers, they have one of the most hilarious little bios on Spotify.
Oh,
so it says, meet the Coffin Shakers, formed in 1995 in Karlstad, Sweden by Rob Coffin Shaker. The Coffin Shakers eked out an existence from small printings of 7-inch red vinyls and occasional gigs to mostly uninterested audiences. That's their bio on Spotify.
I feel like
the mostly uninterested audiences.
If we adjusted just a few things, we could use the same bio.
I was just gonna say, yeah, this sounds like the Song Swap Showdown. We eked out an existence starting in 2021. Founded by Amanda Sharp and Chris Vaglio. Song Swap Showdown eked out an existence on their podcast stream and YouTube channel to mostly uninterested audiences, except for all of you. You guys are the best.
Oh, this is great. This is great. And so Coffin Shaker is actually his last name.
Well, bad. I mean, his actual real name is Robert Halby.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's a Swedish last name, so I'm very terrible with pronouncing Swedish, Finnish, all those. But no, Rob Coffin. It's just like, Joey Ramone is not really Joey Ramone's last name.
That'd be cool.
They all have the name, the Ramone. Ramones is not their last name. Not real last name.
Got it.
Stage name, Amanda Sharp. Stage name. You need a stage name.
But I feel like our names could be our stage names.
Maybe.
I could always go with what Marcus calls me. And then
what does Marcus call you?
I'm going to tell you guys.
What is your stage name, Amanda Sharp? Or at least the name Marcus calls you.
All right. You don't take this anywhere else but here, everyone.
Yeah, no better place than to say it live on a live stream to everybody.
Well, my confidence is that we're 58 minutes in and only our true fans are listening still.
Listen, we've got about 10 people watching this live right now. So
all right. It's Amanda Panda Pudding Pants.
What? Amanda Panda Pudding Pants. Amanda Panda Pudding Pants. Wow. I can say that pretty fast. Amanda Panda Pudding Pants.
He can say it very fast. Amanda Panda Pudding Pants.
It's a very syncopated.
I will not go into the details today of why. That's for another day, another time.
Okay, that's another. Maybe. You know what? I don't even know if I need to know why. I just the fact that I know that it exists is enough for me. Yeah, Amanda Christmas Pudding. There you go. Tony coming in.
Well, and then when he shortens it up, it's just pudding. Yeah. It's just pudding.
That APP. Here we go.
Yeah, you know.
Amanda's stage name should be Amanda Lorian. Amanda Lorian.
Oh, that's so good.
That's good. Oh man, yeah, APP, and then Ian with the poor Marcus.
Poor Marcus is right.
Yeah, I don't have a stage name, but my on-air DJ name was New Wave Dave. Oh, Dave, that's a layup, buddy. Great. That's a layup. Yes, all day. New Wave Dave. I think that's how we're gonna have to refer to you all the time now. Really our VIP member, New Wave Dave. Love it. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah. Daddy Daughter Bookrooms, are you down with APP?
Yeah, you know me.
I feel like that's a new shirt coming. Are you down with APP?
I love it. I'm going to rate that.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Oh, the secrets you learn about my household.
Wow. Amanda Sharp, digging deep. You were holding that gold for a while. You were holding on to that one for a while.
Because it just sounds so weird.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, yep.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna let my imagination run wild for a little bit until I hear the actual story. So, and I will
your imagination
save it.
Could be correct.
Yeah, I will. I will wait to hear the actual true story someday in the future.
Or not.
Or never. But I'll let my imagination.
You may never be ready to know the
truth.
All right. Oh my gosh, where are we even in this show?
All right, so we're on our third song.
Yes.
And we're talking about the Coffin Makers.
Yes.
Vampire Blues. So let's all right, let's start that over. So Amanda, your third song to me is Vampire Blues by the Coffin Shakers. So this was a band, as I said, they were out in 1995, started then, and they are a Swedish band. Definitely, this is where I would say this is definitely like horror country, psychobilly kind of stuff for sure. Very garage sounding. This is right up my alley, and I got a feeling you played the judge on this one. This is the kind of stuff that I would definitely buy. So I have a very, and Dave might subscribe to this guy. I got a feeling Dave and I are very similar in this sense, and probably even Ian at this point too. So when I have a fascination with a lot of garage rock stuff. Like I love garage rock, and a lot of times I love the stuff that's horror themed. Sometimes referred to garage or trash rock, stuff like that. And I love that. I absolutely love it. Like most of it is like one hit wonder, put out a record or put out a single, never heard from again. I mean, it wasn't even a hit. Like it's just like stuff.
Sure.
And when I go to record stores, I always ask, where's the garage rock stuff? Do you carry any garage rock stuff? And sometimes they're like, oh yeah, it's a section over there, or like, sorry, no. But I love buying garage rock compilations. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do is to find garage rock compilation LPs. And usually you find like just gems of songs on there. And I'm a sucker for buying records because I think the album cover's cool. That's how I buy wine a lot of times. I'm like, cool label. Let me try it, even though if it stinks or tastes like toilet water. But I like really cool branding and marketing, like nice label. I'm the same way with a lot of records, and I have a certain aesthetic I like. And the Coffin Shakers check all those aesthetics for me. Like, like all dressed like in black, and they got the cool logo and very like sensational and like 50s and 60s, like, they fit the mold of they speak to me. They speak to my aesthetic. So when I say if I saw the Coffin Shakers record when I was record shopping, I would have 100% this would have 100% been a purchase.
I love that.
Would have been a purchase for me. Yeah, Dave, garage rock is where it's at. My favorite 80s throwback garage band is Mystic Eyes. Named. Yep, exactly. Great band. There's so many awesome labels. I used to collect a lot of records, which is now defunct, like Estrus labels, Estrus Records. They had like Man or Astroman, lots of like surf rock. You know how I've always told you I love that surf rock. I love that stuff. Absolutely adore it. So this spoke to me on a lot of levels. So I would have definitely made this purchase. So I was excited. So let's listen to a little bit of the Coffin Shakers Vampire Blues. Let's check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, right away.
Love it. Love it. Elvis intro.
Yes.
Well, baby, I'm a vampire.
I mean,
howling at your door
Elvis
at
Halloween
night.
music.
Baby, I'm a vampire. Howling at your door at night.
Definitely stand-up bass.
Sounds a lot like Johnny
Baby,
Cash.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah, Johnny Cash.
And I got you in my sight.
I mean, love everything. Love the recording.
Like a shadow in the nighttime, I'm gonna creep upon your door. Like a shadow in the nighttime, I'm gonna creep upon your door.
Speaks to me on so many levels. I love it.
Like a shadow in the nighttime, I'm gonna take you down to the killing floor. I'll take you down.
I mean, I would have died to see these guys live. I would have loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I'm gonna take you down to the killing floor.
Yeah, this is everything about this is fantastic to me. So I'm totally standing out over the Coffin Shakers in this song. So this is a 5-record song for me. That's my record rating. It's 5 records. I told you this. You played me perfectly on this one. Like this is like I'm telling you, By the way, all record store owners out there, please let me know where your garage rock section is and what store you're from, because I will immediately come to your town and go record shopping, because that's no more thing I do every time I go to a new town is I hit the local record store. I was bummed you and I didn't get to go to Third Man Records. I just didn't have the time. If I had one more day there, I would have said yes. But typically, I will come to your record store and I will buy your garage rock stuff. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got a bunch of comments coming in on this. I think garage rock brings back the days with our big music before. I think garage rock brings back the days without the big music companies took control of the home music. Yes, 1,000%. I mean, I love it, the aesthetic, and watching a lot of these bands live are just phenomenal. I mean, it's rootsy rock and roll. Yeah, Coffin Shakers is 5 records for me too. Very cool, very Cramps. Yep, I love the Cramps, and in fact, there is a great Ivy and Lux Interior they actually put out a bunch of compilations where they went in and hand selected a lot of like garage rock, really unknown tunes, things like that, and put out a very great compilation of different records. And I have 2 of those, and I love it. I love listening to it. It's a great comp. So if you check it out, Lux and Ivy from the Cramps, they did that. They were putting out some stuff of just like putting out these comps, and so I dig it. Yeah, Daddy, yeah, fun record. Yeah, I agree. It's like it embodies everything, fun stuff, like Halloween, horror inspired. You're right, the Johnny Cash type vocals sounds like it's everything about it's great. Yeah. Checks the boxes. 5 record song for me. Coffin Shakers, Vampire Blues.
I was hoping for a good rating, but I'm even a little shocked by the 5 records. Thank you.
5 records, Vampire Blues. I don't have drop the mic. Drop this mic.
Show ended.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So, show's over, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.
See ya. Only way we can do a show that's only an hour and 7 minutes long.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Thank you for the 5 records. I'm really excited about that.
No, it was a great song. Great way to cap your playlist, really. Well done sequencing your playlist this week. I give you kudos. Very good sequencing.
And I can say the same to you because your 3rd song to me was my favorite.
Okay.
Which was Surrender by the Birthday Massacre.
I couldn't wait for you to say that name.
I don't think I can say it without giggling. The Birthday Massacre. Like, oops.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, but oops.
Oops.
Oops. So this is like a very stalking song.
Yes, it is. And that's like, I felt like this is a song that it could really be taken so many ways, but it is definitely creepy. But I felt like the lyrics are very much like, it reminded me so much of Dracula. Like, you know, how he's, especially in the Bram Stoker's version of Dracula, where he's stalking Jonathan Harker's fiance, you know, because he's just like enamored with her because he thinks that's a reincarnation of his wife, you know. And I gave me such vampire, or like a vampire stalking his prey, like like they do, like especially with a lot of the Anne Rice stuff. It felt like a very Anne Rice type of a thing. It was very, and once again, yes, the lyrics though could be taken. There's very many interpretations of the song, but for me, I felt like on a vampire theme song, it felt like a vampire stalking its next victim, or its love.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is so true. I feel like so many I think all vampire movies have love. Yeah. The eternal love, I guess, is the whole reason vampires, I guess, are even around.
Yeah.
So it's a very haunting song. Yeah, yes, I really enjoyed listening to it. The vocals are fantastic. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to dive into, I believe this is off their album Superstition.
Yep, yeah. And I'm
really excited to dive into that whole
record. I'm telling you right now, you are really going to love this band because I feel like that they make so much music that is very like super 80s, new wave sounding, like dark wave sounding. You know, Dave knows what I'm talking about there for sure. And they just have put out a lot of great records. And this is a band I discovered a few years ago, like accidentally stumbled upon them online, and they've put out their own records. They've done crowdsourced. They've been on labels. They've been around, and they just. I would love to see these guys live. I really would, and I've missed them a bunch of times. They've come around, but I really need to see them live because I just feel like they would be great. I just feel like they have such an interesting sound.
You get so many opportunities to see people in concert.
Yeah.
Take away my I don't love concerts. I know I've said that a million times on the show, but like even if I did, I don't have a lot of opportunities to go see a lot of great bands. I mean, we just got like the Detroit area, and I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people don't really come here as often as like what you have, all of these bands that are always in the New Jersey, New York area, which makes sense. But
yeah, I mean, we get a lot of
opportunities.
I mean, I mean, we live in the #1 market in the country.
Yes. Yes.
But I mean, yes, it affords me the opportunity to be able to see a lot of touring bands that, you know, in other parts of the country they may not come to just because they simply don't have a big enough following, and you know, it's costs money to go on tour. Absolutely. But I mean, you know, Detroit's a market, and like you're really not that far away from a lot of those. So
no, and I feel like Detroit gets just big names are always at Detroit. Big names.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of cool clubs, and Detroit has a very, very well-known garage rock, indie rock scene. So
I'll have to dig into that.
Don't take the Detroit Cobras, one of my favorite bands. So good. You got to listen to Detroit Cobras. We've talked about the Detroit Cobras on this show before. Detroit has Detroit Rock City, man. You know, like Detroit has got a very, very storied music scene, music town, lots of great rock and roll bands, and still has a very good like indie rock scene there. So,
well, I guess
don't sleep on Detroit.
Eminem did come from there,
as well as a good punk and hardcore scene too.
All right, so let's cue up a little bit of Surrender by the Birthday Massacre. I shouldn't giggle when I say that, but I do.
Love this.
Very haunting.
It feels like the mist behind us.
Yeah.
Like
I'm walking into something to try and save someone.
This band is great,
and then
man.
It like elevates. Like I have to put myself up to go like. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
They're like the Linkin Park of like goth dark wave. I mean, you're like, I don't know, did this come out in the 80s or like what?
So true. This may throw people off when I say this. I feel like it sounds like Madonna to me in her 80s.
Like this like her close range. Like what's the song from At Close Range? Live to Tell.
I know you're hiding here.
So good.
The music is so much more powerful than the vocals coming. The vocals are like the mist.
Yeah, it's very ethereal, whatever.
Yes, and the music itself is like the adventure that someone would be going on. So like they're like the mist that you're just entering. It's a very interesting combination to me, but I really dig it.
Yeah, I really like this song a lot. And yeah, Dave, I dig dark wave. Yes, Tony, you're right. Chris is a sucker for female lead vocalists. Yes, I am. Yeah.
I don't disagree. And you know, I do like a good female vocalist when it's appropriate.
When it's appropriate.
I don't want a female vocalist just for the sake of having one.
Right.
You know, I want it to be because it
right. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Right? I mean, of course, yeah.
It's
of course.
You know, anywho. Okay, so I like this one. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. It's my favorite of the three.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Night of the Vampire by Roky, and I gave that one 4 records. But I really I probably would listen to this one all year long.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dig into their catalog. You're going to find so many songs. I got a feeling there's a lot of songs you're going to really dig by these guys. I really do.
And their artwork is really cool.
Yeah, and I know you're like a Donnie Darko fan, so you always have the rabbit.
And I think there was 3 of them.
Yeah, they do that. That's sort of like all their records sort of have that rabbit, like sort of like their mascot. So it's like very Donnie Darko, and I know you're a big Donnie Darko fan.
That again this season. I am. All right, so where do I rate this one? I give this one 4.5 records.
4.5 records.
4.5 records.
For the Birthday Massacre Surrender. Wow.
Surrender.
Nice. Excellent. What a great playlist of tunes here. And by the way, I didn't do this before, and I know I normally do it because Dave is always so great. New Wave Dave is always so great with putting his picks together for Amanda and I. So, of course...
Yes, he did sneak that in.
Of course he does have. So let's just go through these real quick because I always find it worth for everybody to know about Dave's picks here. So Dave is saying, my song's for Chris. Captain Beefheart, Making Love to a Vampire with a Monkey on My Knee.
Oh my God.
Total Captain Beefheart title. Echo and the Bunnymen, Killing Moon. Agree, Dave. I love Echo and the Bunnymen. I just absolutely love them. Goldfrapp, Alive, and Rasputina, good song. Transylvania Concubine, great song. Rasputina's great. Transylvania Concubine. And for Amanda, he is saying he's recommending Jazz Butcher meets Count Dracula, Jimmy Buffett, Vampires, Mummies, and the Holy Ghost. Nice. Smithereens, Blood and Roses, great pick, Dave. I think she'll really like that one. And TV's Kyle, Monster Polka.
All of these sound amazing.
These all sound like songs that you would play in Pressed Rose.
Love them all.
Dave saying high scores today. Yes, very high scores today. So, who has won this week's edition of Song Swap Showdown? Who has vampiric bragging rights? Amanda, do you have the tallies?
I think I'm coming in at 13.1. With you close behind at 12.0. I think we did our math.
Okay.
I think I did the math, okay?
Yeah. No, I have the same on mine. So you are the winner of Song Swap Showdown's week of vampire tunes.
I'll take it.
Congratulations. You are a vampire. For a
not
day.
Just because of my paleness.
It's not just because of your paleness. No, you are a vampire queen for the week.
I'll take it.
Yes, absolutely. So, all right, everybody. So next week, 12 records. Doing the count. 12 records. I don't have the thunder like. So next week's episode, everybody. So. Our official Halloween episode, our next episode will be live October 30th, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're watching us live. We will be talking about witches, curses, spells. So all songs, we're so...
We love Halloween way too much.
We are so silly. So all right, yeah. So anyway, all songs will be about witches, curses, spells, whatever, any witchy type stuff. 3 songs from each of us. We will be swapping them with each other. We're gonna try really hard to pick songs we don't think the others heard before. Of course, we always rely on you, our community, to give us song suggestions as well. Because today, I definitely had song suggestions. I know a lot of people had recommended Roky Erickson. That landed in my list for sure. So I was really happy to put that one in. Thank you all so much. But yeah, you guys always give great song suggestions. So please continue doing that because we definitely we look at them and they will be used. They will be used. At least one will be used. Amanda definitely will. Sometimes Amanda really leads out of community for help.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's our VAP's New Wave Dave's birthday.
Oh, New Wave Dave's birthday.
It is. So
nice.
You look not a day over 25. Happy birthday to our dear friend.
Very, very good. Yes, you are welcome. Happy birthday, my friend. New Wave Dave, man. Happy birthday, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks for being such an awesome supporter and just outspoken ambassador for the show.
No kidding. And good
really,
friend.
You're just awesome. Great friend. Thanks for keeping us updated on all the stuff going on in your life. We appreciate We're here for you, bud. Big fans, big supporters of everything you're doing, everything that's going on. So, and thank you, all of you, for hanging out and watching us today for a fun episode. I had a great time doing this. I had a great time picking these songs out. So this is always fun for us. So we appreciate you hanging out and watching us. We do appreciate the precious time you spend checking out our show. And please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little bell to get notified when we drop new episodes. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're anywhere else, also follow us. If you're listening to the audio version of this, hit that follow button as well. Tell all your friends about Song Swap Showdown and join our Facebook group, which is 100% free to join. Yes. Use the link in our notes right now to join the Facebook group where we're always posting all kinds of great content. Of course, follow us everywhere on social media, Instagram, TikTok, always posting content there weekly. Posting all kinds of new content, highlights from the show, music video reactions, the whole shebang. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Amanda, any last words? Any final words? Any last words?
This was just a fun episode. So fun. Great songs. I just love doing this every single morning. And the fact that our community shows up and gets involved just makes it all the better.
Absolutely. No, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Tony, Forkboy, Donato. Thank you, New Wave Dave. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, Alex from Daddy Daughter Bookworm
and
Podcast.
Scott was the
Thank
Facebook
you, Scott.
user.
Yep, Scott. Thank you, Scott, for checking in. And I'm just going all the way back to the top to see who else said hello to us today. I think I got everybody.
I think you got everybody.
Oh, thank you. My nephew Owen. Thanks, buddy.
That's right. Yeah.
Make sure you follow him on YouTube. He's making some really fun content. Lit Central Owen, by the way. He's great. He made a really funny like Halloween short, hilarious stuff.
Cute.
Yeah, give him a follow. Give him a follow. He's working hard at making content there. He's
Love
cute.
It.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And by the way, make sure any other creators that you follow, make sure you hit that follow, subscribe button for them too. Show the love. It means, telling you, it goes a long way when you do that. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next week for witches, curses, and spooky spells on our Halloween episode happening live next Monday. All right, everyone. Cheers. See ya later.
Bye, everyone.